He's got 248 career wins. Johann Grunloh and Ernest Uday get us going from Charlottesville. And here is the aforementioned Trey Donaldson, who runs the offense for Miami. And Virginia goes man-to-man. Henderson, the freshman,
trying to run a play to get Reneau inside in the post.
Here is Malik Reneau against Testa Ritter. We may see this matchup a lot today. Left-hand jump hook is short. Cavaliers couldn't control the rebound. It'll stay with Miami in a fresh 20.
Trying to establish him early. He's going to be the guy they want to run their offense through. Get him going. Control the paint is what Miami wants to do.
Henderson off the baseline, and here's Donaldson. Switched with DeRitter defensively. Look at Donaldson leaning in among the bigs. Couldn't finish. Reneau had it stripped away. Dallin Hall. BYU transfer runs it into the front court for Virginia. Malik Thomas averaging about 13.5 against the conference. And here's DeRitter out front against Uday. Trying to back down Uday. Here's DeRitter. Kicks it in the corner. This is Grunloh. Rattles home a three. Johann Grunloh.
He stretches the defense. You've got to close out to him. Malik Reneau that time switched, had a center on him. He's got to know he's a three-point shooter. Got to get out there and close out.
Henderson off the Reneau screen to the top. DeRitter switches there. Virginia's excellent at their communication defensively on the move. This is Donaldson to tie the game. Trey Donaldson's 39th three of the year opens the scoring for Jay Lucas's Hurricanes.
Grunloh's going to be in drop coverage. He's got to figure a way to be up early on the screen. And the guard's got to do a better job of fighting over that screen. You've got to get to Trey Donaldson. He's coming off a heater. 32 points versus Virginia Tech.
DeRitter spinning against Reneau. Tough shot to score for the freshman.
Better job there by Testa Ritter, not settling for his first opportunity. Drive, middle, spin, baseline. Not a whole lot Malik Reneau can do on that defensively.
Boy, a lot of this game, Randolph, feels like it's going to be decided in the middle third of the floor, doesn't it?
It is, right at the rim.
There's Donaldson, a floater, and scores again. 5 for Donaldson. You thought he's a closer. Looks like he's a starter today.
Well, he has to get going early. Sometimes when Miami starts slow, he needs to get going.
Thomas, a long three. Bounds away on the backside, and here's Miami racing in front court in a tie game. And this is Henderson against Lewis. And that ball got deflected away, and Dallin Hall comes away with it.
Great transition defense by the Wahoos. You've got to get back. Missed shots and turnovers. Miami's great at attacking the rim.
The Toledo transfer, Lewis to the basket. Virginia back in front. Uday set the backcourt screen on Hall.
He wants to get the guards back. They keep attacking him off the bounce.
Yep. Reneau against Dallin Hall now. Double team comes from Grunloh. Tried to skip it to the corner, deflected. Thomas the turnover from Miami. Second one by the Canes here early in the game.
They're putting doubt in Malik Reneau's mind. They played him one-on-one early. That time they came in double.
Here's Lewis. Oh, the Euro! 4 in a row for Sam Lewis. We welcome those of you that watch Charlotte beat Memphis or Charlotte beat East Carolina in the American. We're at John Paul Jones Arena in Charlottesville with Randolph Childress, West Durham. Virginia off to a 4-point lead, and DeRitter shot blocked by Uday and then saved by Miami. Momentarily, here's Thomas, and Hall launching for three. And the back rim miss, and here's Dante Allen racing out in front. Hall will commit the Virginia foul. Continue to do a game, Big Slay. 2-point lead from Miami. White gets Virginia kind of a... Canes have hit 4 of their last 5, though, from the floor. And here is Donaldson just firing up the floor on the dribble against Malik Thomas.
Virginia's going to be primary man-to-man defense, and they are going to switch some, but now double team is coming on Malik Reneau.
There he is, picked up on the dribble, dumps it inside. Altuntas lost it and turns it over. Salih Altuntas is the 6'10 freshman from Turkey. He principally is about 5 feet and in on the offensive end of the floor for Jay Lucas.
He did his job. He went right under the rim and sealed. That's on Malik Renew. Skip it to the weak side. Find your perimeter guys. He tried to force it inside and had a turnover.
We saw Miami show zone last possession,
Yes.
then adopt some man-to-man once it got in the corner, right?
Same thing. They'll go man. They'll stay zone, sometimes 2-3, and they will switch and go man.
Here's White teeing up a three, and Altuntas able to grab the rebound.
And playing zone has actually expanded Miami's bench now. Altuntas gets to play extended minutes.
There's a dump inside. Renew tried to get it to Solly, knocked out of bounds. Altuntas only plays, by the way, about 5.7 minutes a game against the ACC. Very limited. However, that's not the case for double-A. Tivo Malovec, the freshman from Western Slovakia. And he will stand on the three-point line, Randolph. He will not go inside very much.
He will not. And can he get shake loose and knock down a couple threes?
Donaldson will try one, and Grunloh boxes out Altuntas. Virginia trailing 2, and Thomas just driving it and lost the handle on it. And here's Washington the other way. True into traffic, and he'll score. Leaned in on Grunloh. True Washington's first bucket.
When you talk about the physicality of Miami, it's not just the frontline guys. It's not just Shelton Henderson. It's the guards. Everybody plays with the level of physicality there. And Ryan Odom can't be happy when your center gets pushed out of the way by a two-guard.
DeRitter three. Bounds away and
big for Arizona, but you still have the matchup of guards and Jaden Bradley and Kingston Flemings. And how about the Boozer-Lindenberg matchup? And that is going to be, those guys are playing for a #1 overall seed in the NCAA tournament.
Reese mentioned that this morning on game day, and I think he's right. I think that is too much of a data point for the committee to overlook, perhaps.
Absolutely it is.
Here's Donaldson. Malovec a three. And Washington tipped it in. Second field goal for True Washington.
This is the most physical team I think Virginia has played. Every position, they're going to attack the glass.
DeRitter the runner. Uday the rebound inside, and a Virginia foul. Whistled by Sean Hall, but another look at True Washington's second field goal here, Randolph.
Everybody's got to hit and go get. That time, Chance Mallory is a point guard. You're not used to having to box out, but when you do a lot of switching, as a point guard, you got to go get physical and put a block out on, because these Miami guys, all guards, frontline guys, 4 going to the glass.
Virginia started 5 of 8. They're 1 of their last 7 now from the floor. Miami started 2 of 6. They're 6 of their last 9. And it built a 6-point lead, largest lead of the ball game by either club. Allen's come back on the floor. Malovec, Allen, and Uday. Interesting combination here for Jay Lucas. Kick out for Allen. 3 ball is good. Rattles in for the freshman Dante Allen. His first points, averaging almost 7 in ACC play. Miami by 9 here early. Almost halfway home. Thomas tries to answer. Front rim miss. The rebound for Washington.
Virginia's getting 1 look right now. You're talking about one of the best offensive rebounding teams in the country. Miami's doing a great job right now, limiting them to 1 shot.
There goes Donaldson into traffic. Bodies to the deck. No whistle. Virginia out of there with Lewis, and a foul on Malovec. Carolina, number 17 Ole Miss, and then Tennessee, Oklahoma, and Iowa State, and number 12 TCU. Full Sunday of women's hoops on ESPN. 15-2 run by Miami, and a Virginia turnover with the Canes up 9 now.
Down the hall with a great idea. You want to get the ball right there at the free throw line against a 2-3 zone, and Ritter was cutting. He had been there long enough, and that's just what Virginia's been. It's just been a step off.
Screen by Uday. Henderson. Foul line. And it fell off the back of the rim into the basket. 8 for Shelton Henderson.
Just getting to his spots. Again, another physical bump off, creating space for himself. And Virginia's offense has got to handle this zone. If right now, Miami's not going to get out of it.
DeRitter. Kick out front. This is Hall. 10 to shoot, and a foul on Washington will be his.
Much better than that, does it?
This arena, 20 years old, and looks like they just took the plastic off of it still, by the way. He had a lot to do with the reason this place has been a house of horrors for most in the ACC. DeRitter a catch and shoot 3. It's short, and Washington the rebound. Cavaliers are now 1 for 8 from 3.
It's okay for Virginia to miss shots, but this is the end of the floor. They've got to find a way to defend and get stops.
Washington got his own miss and then had it raked out by Jakari White, and DeRitter goes coast to coast. Second field goal for Testa Ritter.
It allows them now to set their pressure. Wes, you get stops, they like to get out. Virginia wants this game at a fast pace. Miami's the team that wants to slow it down. Kind of jump the game up.
Renew against Hall. Malik, and a foul on Dallin Hall.
The finances to build the team,
right.
You can be very dangerous. In the old days, we used to say, if you cheat and you got good coaching, that's a dangerous team to play. But now it's just you got a big budget and fine coaching, and that's kind of what you see. But I want to say something. My mom and dad weren't able to be here, and I just want to give them a shout out and tell them how much I love them, and I'm so thankful that they showed me the right way.
There's Jakari White out of the corner. He's now got 8 off of Ryan Odom's bench, and Virginia to within 2 of Miami.
Another 3 there by Jakari White, and he's the one guy you've got to find in that Miami zone, and they switch from man to zone. Got to know where he is. Malik Renew expect a double team. As soon as he puts it down, they're coming.
There's the double team. He'll skip it. Here's Henderson attacking on the bounce again into traffic and turned over. Now Lewis and Virginia. See if they can find a seam. 15-5 run by the Wahoos here. DeRitter looking for the tie. He'll kick. Grunloh for the lead.
You got shooting on all spots. That's hard. You got your 7-footer, and that's exciting. Rim protection and three-point shooting is impressive.
Tony, I think this group is set up not just for a run in the ACC tournament. I think they're set up for a run in the NCAA. They're a team that not many people are talking about because they don't have your household name star. But you've seen this team more than anyone. I think this team and this group is really special.
Henderson.
Amazing, but she was a great, great player. I'm so glad she could be on the floor, and she showed me and dragged me along as a little brother what it was about.
How old were you before you could beat her?
This is a true story. 16. She would have been a WNBA player, but I was pretty good. I wasn't like, you know, a buster out there. I could play, and I was 16 until I beat her, and we never, get in there.
Played again.
Never again. Isn't that an older sister move?
That's a dad move, too.
Here he is.
My son
Get in.
He got stopped.
White's now 11 of his last 23 from 3. So we give your sister credit for creating the Bennett coaching tree, extending the Bennett coaching tree.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah, that's awesome.
No, she's amazing.
Any hobbies you picked up yet since your retirement?
Well, we were making chocolate chip cookies while we were still coaching. Don't forget that.
I think I make a good old-fashioned, Randolph, if you like Buffalo Trace.
Yeah, I'll take you up on that.
I'm definitely going to
It's a simple one.
I'll be back next week.
Here's the Cavaliers on the run again. Lewis, who helps start the start, pushes the lead back to 2 for Virginia. What a nice half for Lewis and for White off the bench for Ryan Odom.
Now the defense is starting to pick up. They're getting stops, allowing him to get out in transition with all the switching. They're not allowing Miami to get set in the defense, and they're punishing him in transition right now.
Here's a cut, Renew to the basket, and he'll score. Boy, good look by Donaldson again, Randolph.
They love to go to that single side ball screen action 2-man game with Trey Donaldson and Malik Renew, getting him in his left hand when they can.
Dallin Hall trying to read the screen. Here's White, another 3 away. Got it. Jakari White with 11 off the bench.
Yes, that's his third 3.
Yep.
And that, Jay Lucas has got something to think about because that zone's a big part of Miami's defense. Not because it's good, but because of the depth. Jakari White continues to knock down shots.
We got to tabulate the run that Wahoos have been on since Bennett sat down here, by the way, Randolph. Here's the nice. Here's White off the turnover. They're going to scramble. Uday cleans it up. Washington a 3. How about True Washington with 7 in the first half?
We talk so much about Virginia on the offensive glass. Miami, again, their physicality and their offensive rebounding is critical for them.
No, they got that. When your bigs can shoot, that puts the defense in a world of hurt.
Everything. Because now it allows the guards next to get to the rim.
Yeah.
I'm looking over there on
courtside.
Now I'm seeing Joe Harris, Anthony Gill, Malcolm Brogdon, London Prentice. Those are some players. They're sitting right there at courtside.
Warms my heart. Earlier, he used to shoot three.
Yes, indeed. And he blocked some shots. He's having a great NBA career.
Oh, man. Really nice.
A lot of your guys were prepared. Teams knew when they got out of this program that they were defenders. And they was going to defend and then develop perimeter games. And so many of your players transitioned to the NBA.
By the way, it's a 21-14 Virginia run since you sat down.
See, I was always known for our offensive, firepower. It's just, that's what it's about. But no, those guys were so efficient, and they were better than people thought talent-wise, but they were mature, and I think they really played the right way, and that's valuable in the NBA. Not everyone can be a superstar, but they were elite.
Well, I'm going to tell you, I had a chance in Berkeley to spend some time with Isaiah Wilkins, he's off to a terrific start as a full-time coach now, Tony.
He's special. I think he's a star on the rise for coaching.
Well, last 4 games, he's 47% from 3 now, Randolph.
He was shooting 50% on a season until he got injured.
Right.
And then he went through a slump. He was 4 of 18 doing that, and then he's come out the last 4 games, and he has been shooting lights out.
True Washington bangs at 3. He's got 10 in this first half. Is this higher scoring than you thought?
Not surprised at all with both teams. You got to remember, both teams average over 80. We talk about the physicality of Miami. They average 83 points a game. This isn't a team that wants to play in half court, but against Virginia, I think they want to junk the game up a little bit because of the depth. You don't want to play a game in the 90s if you don't have to.
Dallin Hall now. Cavs trailing by 3. Here's White, another jump shooting 3. Back rim miss. Knocked away and out of there. Donaldson with 4. Feeds Malavitz. Layup with 2 seconds to go. And Miami's going to take a 5-point lead to the locker room.
Threes that Miami make. They get to the free throw line and how they overcompensate for teams' threes. I expected Virginia to be well out in front in three-point making.
Well, Miami makes 6.3 a game. They've made 5 here in the first half. Virginia trailing 5 the ball to start half 2 in Charlottesville.
Miami goes right to that zone, and they'll sprint. They'll go in man out of it. They'll switch. Sometimes it's late clock. Right now, they're just staying right in the zone.
Yeah, 11 to shoot. 3-2 look for Jay Lucas's team. Here's Malik Thomas, who is scoreless in the first half, and that one bounds away. Hall had a crack at it. It hit Henderson. Sean Hall says we'll put it in play, or Thomas will put it in play. Lewis is in the far corner, and they'll get it to Hall.
We're talking about Virginia average 14 offensive rebounds a game, only 3 first half and 1 there. Decent part of that, but the physicality is something I don't think you can prepare for. We're talking about that with Tony Bennett. I think you can talk about it to your guys, but as we talked about, Mike Tyson's playing. Everyone has one till you get hit in the mouth. And with Miami, you can't simulate that.
Johann Grunloh is a 53% free throw shooter. Comes in averaging almost 7 points and 4.5 rebounds against the ACC. He's got 8 here today.
We're talking about Miami is +7 on the glass. This is a Miami team that has dominated this league. Rebounding the basketball.
Yeah, Virginia and Miami are 2 and 3 against the ACC in rebound margin. Cavaliers are almost +9 a game. Hurricanes are well over 7 a game in rebound margin. Here is Allen, a 3 out of the corner, and it bounds away. Inside, they fight for the rebound. Renew had it, and Malik Renew is hurt now. Got a hand, I think, caught in the fray. And then Virginia turns it over, and Dante Allen going the other way. Here is Henderson to the basket, and Earl Walton going to see.
Watch Shelton Henderson's right foot, I think, kicks him.
Yeah. Malavitz off the bench to replace Renew, who's gone back to the locker room now. Here at John Paul Jones Arena, that ball short on the shot. Grunloh the rebound.
Now Trey Donaldson is grabbing his right hand.
Dallin Hall. Excellent distributor of the basketball for Virginia. There's DeRitter with a right hand. He'll draw the foul. Kentucky, Auburn down on the plains, and then Iowa State and BYU. What about Otzelberger and the Clones the other night?
They're real. I mean, people aren't talking about him. Minchilovich is having as good a year.
Yep.
You can imagine he's so consistent this year, something that's plagued him in the years past. And The Auburn Tigers are facing a must-win game against Kentucky.
There's Henderson, a long two at the front. And the rebound pulled away by Thomas. And look at the collision with Henderson. Crowd wanted a foul. Here's DeRitter, tried to lob to Grunloh. Offline, here's Allen. Look at the full speed of Dante Allen, and Grunloh pinned it on the window. Cavaliers the other way. Thomas will burrow to the basket and draw them. You get a guy with 3 to be able to put a player of Mallory's caliber in the ball game.
I think one injury we hadn't talked about is Devin Tillis for Virginia, and he's important because he's the backup for Testa Ritter.
Yep. DeRitter plays with only a single foul. Here goes Allen charging on the drive. Kick out from Malovitz, 3 that rings the bell. 5 for Tivo Malovitz.
Now that's the key to having him in, and that's the difference with Malik Renew out of the game. Malovitz's ability to stretch the defense from 3.
And Uday almost stole it, stepped on the near side out of bounds in front of Earl Walton. There is Tillis, transfer from UC Irvine out of Los Angeles. This is his 6th year of college basketball. He's 25 years of age. He injured the knee the other night in Atlanta in the runaway win against Georgia Tech. Here's Mallory right back into the fray on the dribble. Look at Mallory. Nice pass. Grunloh the catch and score.
That's the way Mallory has to impact this game. Get in the paint. I don't know how well he'll be able to finish against the Miami length, but when rotation comes over, he's more than capable of finding guys. Great job there driving, getting Grunloh the easy bucket.
Yeah. There's an interesting carryover of the Tony Bennett's success to the way Ryan Odom has built this team. Here's Allen, the kick out off the 3 shot, no good. Virginia trailing 2, shoots for the lead, and Thomas gives it to him. Malik Thomas buries the 3 to put the Cavaliers in front.
So we're going through this stretch now where Miami without Malik Renew.
And there's a reach on Mallory.
Oh, the confidence in the world. He's a fearless guy.
Yeah. And he plays now with Dallin Hall, who's playing with 3, not 4. Remember, they awarded one that would have been his 4th. They took it back and they gave it to Lewis. Or to Mallory, rather. There's the Miami shot by Henderson, knocked away. And Virginia by 4 in the basketball, and here's Mallory again. Oh boy, almost lined up Uday. Here's DeRitter against Renew.
Look for the spin back to the left shoulder.
Strong roll, put it on the front of the rim, wouldn't go. Miami away with it, and here's Washington.
When you do the amount of switching that Virginia does, you get these cross matchups.
And you.
Yeah, see why over there clapping like, there you go. No empty possessions, baby.
Miami is 11 for 12 at the line today, Randolph.
And they're not a really good free throw shooting team, only 67% on the year.
And 15th in the ACC, shooting 68 in conference play. Here is Thomas, a 3. Boy, Malik Thomas with 10 the hard way here in the second half. 2 threes and 4 free throws.
Yeah, true Washington. They didn't want to leave Mallory open in the baseline cut. Malik Thomas made him pay.
Virginia 5-point advantage. Renew bringing the front court. Largest lead of the game for the Cavaliers now. Donaldson spinning on DeRitter. 10 to shoot for Washington.
Watch Malik Renew on the offensive glass here.
True scoops, too hard off the glass. Here's Mallory. Virginia trying to find some tempo. Mallory all the way down. He don't want to wait too much longer. See if he can kind of rebuild the momentum that Miami had, certainly in the first half, and at moments here in the second half.
And what they're trying to do with Trey Donaldson is alleviate the full court pressure so you don't wear him down. Let him get it in the secondary actions like now. You're going to put the ball in his hands, and now they're trying to post up. Sheldon Henderson, expect a double team to come.
Dallin Hall defending. Here comes Grunloh on the help. Back for Donaldson against DeRitter. 3 to shoot. Allen, quick bounce pass. Renew shoves it up with the left hand. Uday the rebound. He lost it. Henderson got it back, and Grunloh rejected it underneath the basket, off the leg of the Hurricanes. It'll belong to Virginia.
Elite rim protection. This is what you have to expect when you play against Virginia. Great block late in the shot clock. 3rd leading shot blocker in the ACC.
By the way,
behind his teammate.
Johann Grunloh gives Virginia their 6th block of the day. They're number 6 nationally in blocks per game.
3-point shooting and shot blocking and offensive rebounding to win you a lot of games.
That ball got deflected by Henderson, turned over to Uday. 7 of them for Virginia in the ball game. Kick into the corner, Donaldson a 3. And Allen will run down the offensive rebound, right back for the other try, and it's good. Trey Donaldson. 18 now for Donaldson. That's his 4th 3 of the day, Randolph.
Yeah, great look there. Great confidence to shoot it again after you missed the first one, but Dante Allen on the offensive glass. Like I said, for Miami, everyone rebounds.
7.5 to go at Charlottesville. Here's DeRitter. Now Grunloh, left or right hand, left it short. And maybe not what we thought from a numbers standpoint.
No. And that's the biggest surprise is the offensive rebound for Virginia, and only 4. And they need the ACC, one of the best offensive rebounding teams in the country, and right now losing the overall rebounding battle and allowing 9 offensive rebounds to Miami.
Miami is 25% from the floor in the second half and to within 4, even with that. Donaldson thought about it, 10 to shoot, floater, bounded away. Uday had it. Allen gives Miami another second chance here.
4 guys are going to the glass.
And I think Mallory going to be
Court pressure.
14 for DeRitter. Only 2 rebounds, though, for Tess, who averages better than 7 a game in the ACC. Henderson working against Thomas. Spins baseline, challenges Grunloh and scores.
I think we could just put it on tape replay. I mean, that's just what it is. He elevates, contact, you back up.
18 for Henderson. His ACC high was 22 in a loss at Clemson. The only road loss of the year for the Hurricanes. White tries to answer and does. Sha'Carri White now. That's his 4th 3 of the day. He's got 14.
Shooting slump is over. Sha'Carri White is back.
11 threes today for Virginia. 17th time this year they've made 10 or more. 1-point lead for the Cavaliers. Inside of 4 to go. Here's Allen dribbling off his foot. Out of bounds. Oh, it hit Hall, says Bill. The last 9. But Miami, amazing first year for both Jay Lucas and Ryan Odom. And the Canes have played 2 one-point games in a row in the ACC. And last touch by Miami on the drive there. The turnover's the 8th on the Canes and sends it to Virginia.
That time Sheldon Henderson was looking for the contact and forgot to dribble the basketball.
So Hall will put it in play. Mallory defended by Allen in the backcourt. And Dante Allen. Now here's DeRitter and on to Hall. Remember, plays with 4 fouls. Mallory with 15 to shoot. Trying to drive Henderson. Ball got knocked away. Here's Allen off the turnover of Virginia. Washington. Donaldson's your guy here late, right? Just late enough for Donaldson?
Not yet. We're in the 8th inning right now, not quite to the 9th.
Here's a 3 from the front in the 8th. Long rebound for Uday. Second chance for Miami. Allen with 15 to shoot. Inside 3 we go. Lob. Uday the catch. Grunloh.
Nothing but net.
Charlton Young. The one-man booster club of Ernest Uday.
The leader.
Canes back in front now. Inside 3 to play. Mallory. Looked inside for Grunloh. That got deflected away. Saved Uday right back. Grunloh to catch and flush. Uday frustrated he didn't get the takeaway.
Yeah, you got to throw that towards your basket. You don't throw it inbounds when you're throwing it out of bounds.
10th lead change. 13 ties today.
They want to give Sheldon Henderson his right hand.
Baseline kick out. Washington hesitated. 7 to shoot. True Washington drives on White, who plays with 4, and he gets the shot to go. 15 for True Washington. Miami back in front of point.
You got two really good guards on the offensive end for UVA.
First points for Dallin Hall with 1:55 to play.
That's why you want his experience on the floor right now. He's battle-tested. Runs the team, but he's more than capable, and he's comfortable in these moments.
80-79, 100 seconds to play here in Charlottesville. Henderson. Hall tries to help. Now here's Donaldson with 3. Leans in. DeRitter partially blocked. They battle for the loose ball. Grunloh's got it. Virginia with the lead. Here's White. 3-ball away. Jakari White makes it a 4-point game with 71 seconds to go. Plays with 4. So does Chance Mallory for Ryan Odom. Inbounds to Donaldson against Dallin Hall. Here's Renew. Spinning into traffic. Kicks for Henderson. Baseline back for Renew. Had it blocked. Uday follows. Ernest Uday's first field goal. He's got 8. It's a 2-point game with 57 seconds. You play it straight here?
Yeah, you don't need to do anything. No need to foul. A one-possession game. That was a big basket there for Miami. They had to have it. If they didn't score that, they'd have to think about fouling.
Dallin Hall off the screen of Grunloh. Tried to go back to Grunloh. Uday almost got it. Now here's Mallory off the Grunloh screen. Hall with 8 to shoot. Donaldson there. 5 on the shot clock. Kick in the corner. DeRitter. It's short. They battle for the rebound. Last touch by Mallory. Earl Walton says it belongs to Miami. Shot clock off with just under 29 seconds to go.
I think it's the right call. Chance Mallory trying to get an offensive rebound. He comes flying in there and
inbounds to Donaldson. Crowd seeing a replay on the video board in the arena here. And Jay Lucas going to play.
He has the guy he's comfortable with.
1 timeout left for Miami if they need it. They need a 2 to tie. Henderson, kick out. Renew thought about it. With 8 on the drive, the reverse is good from Malik Renew. Ryan Odom coming front court. Here's Mallory. Pull up, foul!